Hi, this is Jamie Leha with the paperheARTproject, and today I am sharing a layout I created using the January 2015 Scrapbook Circle kit. So this is kind of the initial sketch that I had thought up in my mind. I put it down on paper so you have a little bit of reference to it. And I pulled things from the January kit that I thought would be really great with this page that I put together. Um, it's a lot of flat items, but a few of those dimensional things and lots of pattern paper. So this is the Bella Rouge paper pad that is in one of the add-on kits. I will have to figure out which one. And these are the photos that I printed out. There's 4 small 2x2 photos of my cat and 1 larger photo of my kitten. And I used my silhouette to cut out the title. And here I am just trying to figure out some good backing paper for this. And as we speak, this page is about my mischievous kitten, and she's actually just now, since I started talking, decided she wants to be on my lap. So if you hear her, I apologize. Um, but so what I did was find a pattern paper that I thought looked good behind the other pattern paper and glued it behind. Um, I tried to make sure that all of the little adhesive had moved off and, got any stray bits off of there. Um, and then I just started playing around with the pattern papers and seeing what it is that I wanted to do. This is a very pattern paper intensive layout, as you will have seen from the photo. Um, I know I just literally shared a tip for toning down pattern paper on last month's kit, but I just went for it this time and didn't really bother me. So I'm layering. I picked a variety of patterns from the 6x6 paper pad, and I'm cutting them down into little boxes that I'm going to layer on top of each other in the middle. In between the two, I solemnly swears, because that was the initial idea that I had in my head for this page. And so I cut them down into little squares and layered them on top of each other. And later I will go back and stitch through on that, just to make sure that they are anchored down. And one thing you'll notice about my paper or my process for creating layouts is I jump around a lot. I move things around. I stick things down and then I pick them up and I move them around. Um, there's a lot. I don't really focus. I can't logically focus on one thing. I seem to always have to be jumping around. And so, I cut down those squares and then I decided I was going to tuck something underneath the photo strip and then I went back to the squares and you'll see that I'm just lightly adhering them because I'm going to go and stitch back through them. So I'm adjusting there, and I decided that I didn't really like the little space in between the end of Swear and Good and my photos, so I added another pattern paper on this layout, and then just did a little bit of layering. That doesn't bother me. I know it's kind of a crazy layout to look at, but I kind of like it. So I went back and pulled up the stripes pattern that I had put behind um, the lettering originally. It just was way too much pattern. So instead I did the top part in a gray cardstock. I backed with a gray cardstock and the bottom part with black cardstock. And I think it helps make the title and the lettering stand out a bit better. Here I am getting my journaling down. I always do my journaling in pencil. I have ruined or in my mind, I've ruined too many a page with just kind of my handwriting being wacky or, running out of space or things being odd. So I've just to be caution, as a precaution for me, I always write things in pencil first. Usually I type them up. I actually end up doing that later, but that was me just kind of getting the words that I wanted to get down, and I will go back and finalize them. And here I am embellishing, skipping around as usual. I like to do little clusters. I'm a really big fan of the rule of thirds, so I put 3 of those enamel dots down, and then I'm just contemplating how else I'm going to do it. And like I said, I put things down and I move them around a lot. Nothing is ever done until the page is fully done, I would say. And I always, I have to think about it a little bit, and sometimes I'll just leave a page sitting out nearly finished and come back to it to see if there's anything that I think feels unbalanced or, needs to be moved or shifted. Um, I used a punch for that heart there. And I just loved this kit. I loved the black and the white, and I loved all the love that was part of this kit. And so I just really, when I was pulling photos of things that I wanted to scrapbook, it was one of those things where I just started thinking about, well, what do you love? And one of them is my kitten. Despite her being very naughty and tearing up furniture, and I've been home working from home the past couple of weeks. It's just one of those things where I've literally ever feel like everything that I've said is Mac, no, or don't do that, or stop, or what are you doing? And so that was my the very current page. And I just took a random smattering of pictures of her being somewhat naughty and put them all together. So here I am finishing up the journaling. What I did was type it all out on the computer because I find that I can type quicker than I can write, obviously, but it also just helps me to look back and see if I need to edit anything, if I want to add a sentence or subtract a sentence or figure out a new word. And so I go back, even just write over what I've written in pencil, and the words don't line up. It's a big jumbled mess, but I'm writing it all out in permanent pen. And you'll see here in just a second that I end up erasing everything and it looks just fine. But it's just for me peace of mind just to make sure that everything I have to say sounds good and it fits in the space that I had designated. So here I am erasing all the lines, and then you'll see me draw back in the journaling lines where all of the words sit on, and they're not perfect, they're totally imperfect, they're sloping up and sloping down, and that's fine. I like it. First. So here is the photo of my finished page. It's bright and colorful and very contrasty, and I absolutely love it. And thank you so much for watching the video and listening to me talk through my process on this page. Visit me at the paperheARTproject.blogspot.com or at scrapbookcircle.com. Thanks!